What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. The road to WrestleMania begins tonight as the WWE holds the Royal Rumble. Or was it disappointing? Join us now as we recap the show and look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new website, Wrestlelamia.com. Now we start off with the Women's Royal Rumble match as Natalya enters at number 1 and she's followed by Naomi. Things come down to Jade Cargill, Bayley, and a returning Liv Morgan. Morgan eliminates Cargill only for Bayley to kick her out of the ring for the win as Bayley wins the Women's Royal Rumble match and is going on to WrestleMania. Next up, the United States Championship match as champion Logan Paul takes on Kevin Owens. Now it's a wild back and forth as the prize fighter and the Maverick mix it up with fisticuffs and some fast-paced moves. However, Owens slowly gets the advantage, leading to one of Paul's flunkies coming out to lend some brass knuckles. Security comes to escort Paul's patsy, and Grayson Waller and Austin Theory show up, with Theory throwing the brass knuckles into the ring, Paul grabbing them but not for long as Owens wrests them from Logan's hand, slugging him and covering him for the 1-2, oh no, it's a DQ. The referee has Intelligence 1000 and sees the brass knuckles on KO's hand and disqualifies Owens. So the winner of the match is Logan Paul as he retains the US Championship. Next up is the Fatal 4-Way for the Undisputed Championship as champion Roman Reigns, who's with Paul Heyman, takes on Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. It's a wild Fatal 4-Way as the challengers start the match by triple teaming the champion. However, Solo Sikoa saves Reigns from what looks like a certain defeat by Randy Orton after Orton RKOs everyone. Orton is recovering outside the ring after a spear from Roman. Back in the ring, the champion blocks a BFT by LA Knight, which knocks AJ Styles off the top rope as he tries a phenomenal forearm. A Superman punch stuns Knight as Reigns spears AJ and covers him for the win, as Roman Reigns obviously retains the Undisputed Championship. And now it's time for the Men's Royal Rumble match. Now the Men's Rumble starts with a brother versus brother battle as Jey Uso enters at number 1 and Jimmy Uso enters at number 2. Your final four are Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Gunther. Everyone has big plans for that Rumble win, but only one can leave with the World Championship match at WrestleMania. Punk eliminates Drew while Cody eliminates the Ring General. Cody and Punk slug it out like they're fighting for the World Championship, and finally Cody counters a GTS and throws Punk over the top rope for the win as Cody Rhodes has a back-to-back Men's Royal Rumble match win, closing out the show. That was our quick recap. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly? As always, we start off with the good as number 1, a story with plenty of subplots. And the Women's Royal Rumble was masterfully crafted as it was much more than a random assortment of entrants, but a mix of storylines with some interesting subplots. The Rumble repeated last year's story of Nia Jax being the immovable object that no one, including a small army of competitors, could eliminate. It also featured the continued tension between Bayley and her Damage Control teammates as she watched Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Io Sky eliminated, asking them what about the plan. There were also some fun subplots such as Piper Niven's continued attempts to help Chelsea Green backfiring. Number 2, some outstanding performances. But the Women's Rumble was also a showcase for the WWE's many underutilized female stars. Fans got to see some sweet returns. Be sure to check out a recent video on that, and some fresh faces such as Roxanne Perez, Jade Cargill, and Tiffany Stratton. Everyone in the match gave 110%, whether it was blink and you'll miss it entrants like Valhalla or Iron Women like Bayley and Naomi. Number 3, Bayley is back. And Bayley is back. And while Bayley hasn't fallen out the main event, she hasn't held championship gold in far too long, and tonight's Royal Rumble win was a step in the right direction. The role model looks like she's back on track and on a collision course with Damage Control as she embarks on the road to WrestleMania. Bayley put in a fantastic performance as she broke the record of the longest time in the women's match, utilizing her experience to outlast bigger, stronger, and faster opponents. Number 4, an A for effort. The Women's Rumble featured some thrilling spots, including some wild save and exciting eliminations. At one point, Kairi Sane looked to have a viral video moment as she was thrown over the top rope, but somehow pressed her legs on the mat apron and seemed to avoid elimination. She didn't, but it was a cool spot nevertheless. Number 5, Jade Cargill's colossal debut. A Cargill debuted tonight, looking like a megastar as she walked down to the ring. Even better, Cargill was immediately elevated as she woman-handled Nia Jax, who was up until this point was very dominating everyone in the Rumble. Cargill eliminated Jax with ease, making Cargill look like $1 million, but also giving the WWE Universe a feel-good moment with seeing the hated heel Jax thrown out. Number 6, right ring, wrong Rumble. It's been said that the devil is in the details, which may explain why R-Truth always seems to find himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Tonight was no different as R-Truth ran out as participant in the Royal Rumble. Unfortunately, he entered the Women's Rumble, confused by all the women in the ring. I believe his quip was, "Where are all the men at, dog?" Unfortunately, Truth has the proverbial horseshoe that saves him from complete chaos, and Raw General Manager Adam Pearce showed up to explain things. Unfortunately for Valhalla, Truth's mistimed appearance confused her, leading to elimination after just 5 seconds. Number 7. R-Truth is a national treasure. Truth's state of confusion continued when he entered the Men's Rumble, as he seemed to think that he was in a tag match, only entering the ring when Dominic Mysterio made the hot tag. Truth also seemed confused about his allegiances as he alternated between siding with the Judgment Day and his awesome Truth partner The Miz. Number 8. A clever finish. DQ finishes are painful, especially during a PLE. Nonetheless, the WWE has been prudent about keeping them to a minimum on big shows, and tonight's finish for the Logan Paul vs Kevin Owens was so clever it made up for it. Having Kevin Owens turn the tables on Logan Paul by pummeling the US champion with his own brass knucks was an instant karma that fans love to see. Unfortunately, Owens got stuck with an eagle-eyed referee who spotted the brass knuckles as he countered the pin, immediately DQing KO and giving fans more reason to loathe Paul. The WWE left things open for a rematch between Paul and Owens, but it also left the door open for KO to continue feuding with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. And another good night for Knight. While Roman Reigns wasn't phoning in his title defense, LA Knight was proving he's the hardest working man in the WWE. LA Knight put on a masterclass tonight, and while he's no technical wizard, he's much more than a brawler. Knight's performance was excellent, and it's a shame someone with such a solid work ethic isn't pushed more. But that was the good, what about the bad? Is number 1, a mid-men's match. It was hard to ruin a Royal Rumble, although the WWE has succeeded before, as when Batista won the Rumble, despite the fans wanting anyone but him. Let's not forget Lesnar's win, but tonight's show kinda bordered on ugly. This patch paled against the women's match, as no one except Cody, Gunther and Punk seemed to have any reason for being there. This might as well have been a Slim Jim Battle Royal in the light of how meaningless it seemed until the last 10 minutes. Number 2, surprise, 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 Roman retains. Was anyone surprised that Roman retained? Well, of course not. WrestleMania 40 will be here soon, and the WWE wants its cash cow to walk into the showcase of the Immortals with the Undisputed Championship around his waist. Tonight's match was so painful to watch because Reigns sleepwalked through things, and for a wrestler who only competes about every 3 months, you'd expect more from him. There is another reason why Roman's run as champion has been a joke for the last year and a half. The only positive tonight was the kinda clean finish and LA Knight not being pinned. Number 3, Solo is so confused. And does Solo Sikoa understand the way a fatal 4-way works? Well, Paul Heyman recently had to instruct Solo on the differences between solving a problem and fixing a problem, so perhaps the enforcer needs to brush up on the rules for WWE's various matches. Otherwise, how to explain Solo coming down to the ring to help Roman while wearing a hoodie? Need a quick payday? Or still perplexed by Solo's presence in Roman's match? While bloodline interference was to be expected, Solo had a hoodie on as if his presence might lead to a DQ, and this made no sense and took away from an already predictable match. And Pat McAfee eliminates himself. It's usually fun to see an oddball pick for the Rumble, but Pat McAfee's spot in the Rumble was a complete waste of time as McAfee entered the ring, took one look at Omos and Bron Breakker, and apparently decided he valued his health more than winning a championship match at WrestleMania. Yeah, of course some of you may have found it funny, and it was kind of, but still a waste. That was nothing downright ugly as WWE put on a decent enough show with just 4 matches. There were some subtle but significant things the WWE did right, including any small touches like the graphics showing the superstars who were in the Rumble the longest were doing, as well as the cold open with Hulk Hogan. The WWE also took it easy with the commercials and sponsorship spots, unlike past PLEs. While Roman's match and the Men's Rumble were mid, the US title match and Women's Rumble tilted this from average to slightly above average. What do you guys think of the Rumble this year? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.